What's up, everybody out there in the Frontline universe, and welcome back to another episode of Anime Weekly. I'm Chris, she's Bravo.
Guess who's not here?
And guess who's not here? That's right, we're 12 seconds in now, and you're noticing already that there's no video. Well, there's a picture, but there's no video. Unfortunately, Mother Nature decided to attack Jeremy from all sides. She's his 5001 girlfriend, and when she attacks, he listens. So he is unable to get online, but has asked both Bravo and myself to continue forward with the show since it's already a couple of days late. And that's due to me because we had the pay-per-view we were recording this past Sunday, which kind of impeded me watching all the anime we needed to watch for this show. So anyway, we'll get Jeremy. We'll be back next week, and we'll get his opinion on a few things that we are starting up on this episode. But, you know, it's a good week to miss also because all the big shows have taken the weekend off due to a holiday in Japan, which I do not know about.
It's like a wish festival, but I told you the name last week, but I forgot what it is now.
Oh, Tamber or something?
Yeah.
Tannenberg?
Something like that.
Okay.
So
because that's happening, some of the bigger shows that are, like, continuous have taken a break. So at least he didn't miss out on some of the bigger shows. He did miss out on one or two. But anyway, you're also noticing this week that the pre-show was not put up before this video. That is due to the fact that we decided to really take a step back on the pre-show, really assess the things we want to do with the pre-show, and we want it to be the best it can be. So for the next couple of weeks, we're going to sit down, we're going to really think about what would make the pre-show the best it could be. And until that time, you guys won't be seeing the pre-show for a bit. We may even change the night for purposes of we don't want you guys to get too much Anime Weekly in one day. So maybe switching up the days for the pre-show and the actual show, maybe even switching the title around, might be something we do. Or we might just throw in some news and stuff at the beginning of the show. Like I said, we're going to work it out. We're going to think about it. And until further notice, the pre-show is going to kind of get suspended. So you're just going to be getting Anime Weekly. And if there's any anime news or manga news that we want to talk about, we'll do it at the beginning of the show, like what I'm doing now. And the only news I want to throw out that comes... Well, actually, no, it comes for next week's. But it came out this week, but it's for next week's Anime Weekly. And that's ReZero Volume 1 for the graphic novel, and the manga came out. And Bravo is very happy to know that Appa is called Abo in the manga.
Doesn't it sound so much cuter, guys?
I gotta admit, I like Abo more. Makes better sense.
Yep.
And it's closer to Apple.
Yepper.
So.
Apples. Yes, and now I feel happy to say apples now. I like that more.
Still gonna get you with Appa every once in a while. That's okay. I'll give you an Appa, you'll feel better, everybody will be happy. Other than that, do you have any anime news, Bravo?
No. I don't this time. I got nothing.
This week we got nothing. Alright. So it's a good thing we put the pre-show on a hiatus for a bit until we can figure it out. So let's get right into the meat of this show. Let's talk about the animes we'll be talking about in this episode. We have Ace Attorney, episode number 16, Endride, episode 16, Naruto Shippuden, the only one with triple digits, episode 468, Kuromukuro, episode 16. Those are the two that I do solo. Going back to the stuff we do, Twin Star Exorcist is episode 15, is now on a regular basis. Hooray! ReZero, episode 17. Food Wars Season 2, episode 4. D. Gray Man Hallow. Why do I want to keep saying Harrow? Hallow, episode number 3. Tales of Zestiria The X, episode 3. Mob Psycho 100, episode number 2. And Taboo Tattoo, episodes 1 through 3. Catching us up with Taboo Tattoo. I know episode 4 is out now, guys. This show should have been out on Monday before any of the new anime came out. Unfortunately, it didn't happen that way this week due to wrestling. Next week, hopefully, it'll be better. So, do we want to go right into the anime, Bravo?
Alrighty.
Okay, so you go take it away with Ace Attorney because you've been enjoying this a little bit more than I have.
I will admit to you that it has been somewhat boring.
Okay, so at least we're on the same wavelength again.
Yeah. This episode was another court episode. Again. Lots of talky.
Mm-hmm.
We had, the
mother?
I think that's actually Maya's aunt.
It's Maya's aunt. It's Pearl's mom.
Mom, yeah. And she did not approve of Phoenix taking her daughter away to a court case, even though she went out voluntarily. And, like, the redheaded laid-back girl is so obviously the bad guy.
Uh-huh, she's faking the whole thing. She's so
obviously the one who did it. Like, she may as well walk around with a neon sign saying, I killed the person.
I mean...
It's so obvious.
Yeah, I mean, this anime, it's like... As a viewer, I feel like I could solve the case in like one episode, but they have to do it the whole legal
like 3
system.
episodes.
Yeah. And that's kind of, I guess it's too close to reality for me that, I mean, I love Ace Attorney, don't get me wrong, I enjoy it.
I do too.
But it's, out of all of the shows here, let's be honest, other than maybe Food Wars, it is the most normal of all of the shows that we watch. Everything else is fantasy, sci-fi.
I've watched some normal-ish shows before. It doesn't bother me that much. But this one, I would like more character developy stuff. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like that.
And I would also like Maya to not be the person on trial.
Again. Don't forget again.
Again, because she's been on trial. This is now the second time. We go for a third. I'm out. I'm done. I'm sorry. I retire.
Imagine, like, her calling Nick, and he's just like, Nick, and Maya, and then Phoenix is like, God damn it, Maya, this is the 4th time this month.
It's like, come on. How much evidence do I have to find for you before the court just says, you know what? If you're the person defending her, she wins. Get out. Goodbye.
Get out. Goodbye.
Please don't come back again. And then, like, 2 weeks later, she's back. He's like, hi! And the judge is like, oh, God, Maya, please.
How do you get yourself mixed up in these situations?
Could you just go to France? Just go to France. Don't come back. And even Phoenix, right, he walks into the courtroom with the tickets to France. And he's like, you're going to France. You're going to France.
Maya.
Goodbye, Maya. Have a good trip. And then some French judge will call him up in the middle of the night going, so this girl wants you to defend her. And he's like, I don't speak French. And hangs up.
Do not speak the French language.
Nope.
But there is now another detail, and now they're admitting that someone else came into the channeling chamber room. And now the redheaded, obviously evil girl is gonna testify. But we all know she's gonna get beat anyway, so why worry at this point?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It was a good episode, I will say that. I did find myself...
For Ace Attorney, it was good.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I found myself, at certain points pausing it to get up to get something to drink, but I did sit through it. I did enjoy it. So, unlike the next anime, which, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No. Not really.
Okay.
Although the whip girl is still annoying, but also have to talk about.
Yeah, she's very annoying. I can 100% agree with that. All right, so Endride, episode 16. My head hit the table. You probably didn't hear it because it probably froze my voice for a second, but...
Do we have to?
Yeah. Endride became one of the more political shows.
Well, actually, wait, this episode was kind of cute.
It was. Yeah, it was. Emilio kind of finally accepted that he's the prince. He accepted Denzine more. And see, this is where Jeremy would have been great, because Jeremy's the one that said that he thinks that Shin and Emilio are related, and it turns out that they were trying to do peace treaties with people on Earth, not on the above ground. So I'm wondering if Shin's father is from Endora, and he just fell in love with a human.
I can see that.
Totally could see that. So it's going to be interesting to see Shin's own past kind of unravel as we go through the series now. But really, the rest of it was about the Egonauts, and the king of the Zuzians decides to join the Egonauts in order to get back to the capital, and for Emilio to kind of, for them to fix everything, because now the world of Endora is kind of in a hullabaloo because the king is dead. I love the action scene where those pirates or those people come to the port and they're insisting they're the new rulers, and then the Egonauts kick their butts, which was awesome.
Not
was
today.
another good one. Yep. I liked it. I enjoy that, and I like how when what's his name, the scientist says, Pavel says, "We're gonna get you home, Shin." Shin, all of a sudden, Shin is like, I don't need to go home right now. We should focus on Endora. I'm starting to get the feeling that Shin doesn't want to go home. I think he wants to stay there. I didn't see that coming a million miles away.
I did.
Really? So did
Yep.
I. So did everybody. There's a million people in the comments right now saying, "I knew."
Duh. The comment just like, duh.
It's like, duh, Amelia wanted to be, Shun wanted to stay in Endora.
He was obviously being a soon about wanting to stay.
Mm-hmm. What's he gonna do when he gets home? Go back to
Cry.
school?
That episode's gonna end with him crying, and then the credits are gonna roll. I can't see my precious friends again.
Well, you know what he could do? You ever hear of that kid that dug a hole that he wanted to dig all the way to China? Well, Shun could just keep digging all the way to Endora. I mean, if you really think about it, Endora is technically right beneath his feet if he's back on Earth. He just has to dig straight down.
There you go. Problem solved.
And then he'll die from suffocation because there'll be a cave-in. Everything, that's
or not,
dark.
because apparently you have a dark vibe.
Yeah, so he's gonna stay in Endora. Nobody worry, he's not gonna die. Or he'll go home.
Or they're gonna find a way to build bridges between worlds.
This has no political standing whatsoever. There's no political things or little things to take from this series. No, not at all. Building bridges, or in certain people's cases, walls. But that's beside the point.
You made that joke.
I had to. I mean, some people build bridges, other people build walls.
Bump.
Oh, I can't wait.
I love him as a father. I love family plots in animes.
Oh, okay. I was about to say you like Donald Trump as a father. I was like,
No.
Okay.
Why would I say that?
I don't know. I lost myself.
As a father, he's a creep.
We're not getting political. So going back to the father, who you mean Pavel as Emilio's father?
No, I'm talking about the Zuzian dude.
Oh, the king and his son. I love that too.
Yes, good. That was like the only good part about the episode.
Daddy, don't leave. Daddy, make me proud. Don't come home safe. I'm afraid that you're going to die, so don't die.
Please tell me that's not foreshadowing for his death.
Don't say that.
Well, I've watched anime for a while, and this normally doesn't go to a good place.
Well, I watched anime a long time too, and I didn't expect what happened in an episode that we're going to talk about in a little while. It could be. It could be just them saying that. I don't think he's going to die. I think in having a kid, and the son saying "come home safe," 9 out of 10 times that doesn't happen. Watch me be wrong. Watch me be wrong.
I really hope you're not wrong, actually. Please don't be wrong.
I'm trying. I'm not jinxing it. So, that's all we're going to be talking about for a bit. So, you could rest your voice now, because now I'm going to talk about Naruto Shippuden, episode 468, a.k.a. Thank You, Lord. Endora and Ashura story is officially over.
I'm slowly becoming more and more intrigued by Naruto.
Oh, it's so good. Honestly,
and but you'd have to give me like a guide that like lets me avoid all the filler.
Oh, that's easy.
Let me watch like the 5 episodes that have nothing that have to do with the plot.
Oh, that's easy. All you have to do is watch Shippuden up to the point where the tree appears, and then you fast forward all the way to episode like 400, I believe, or 400 and something. Wherever we started Anime Weekly, it was the last filler episode.
Where was the tree so I know where to watch up to?
I have no clue. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, I remember watching Naruto Shippuden on Hulu.
Wait. If there are some filler episodes that are good, I might watch them. Sailor Moon had some good filler episodes.
Um,
Like
I-
classics, characters that appeared that hit well with people, things like that.
I feel like I have to go back and watch it myself before I could give you that,
Yeah.
correct answer. But when I started watching Shippuden way before, there was even a comic Frontline or an anime weekly, I was just watching it. Me and my ex-girlfriend, we were into anime a little bit, so we would watch Shippuden over at her place. And it was way back. I'm talking we're in the 90s or 100s, so this is at least 300 episodes back.
Christ,
And
Shippuden was running then?
it was only about 2 or 3 years ago, Bravo.
But you made it sound like it was way, way long ago.
When I was a young lad and I was just dating my girl.
Exactly like that.
When I didn't have to pull my teeth out at the end of the night. No, okay. It wasn't that long ago. But this episode, we finally got to see Ashura, as we all knew, he basically became the new leader of Ninsu. And of course, Ashura didn't like that, but the explanation that the father gave was Ashura, while not really super skilled, handled situations with heart, whereas Ashura basically used his brawn and his strength, and he just didn't have the human heart for compassion for people. He ruled by power and power alone, whereas Ashura kind of, what do you call it? Indra kind of was more, what's the word I'm looking for? He was more like the father. So, big fight happens. It was like, remember now, Ashura is like Sasuke, and Indra is more like Naruto. So, big fight happens. Ashura runs away. Indra becomes the leader of Ninsu. Ashura starts his own clan on almost the opposite side of the world. And after the father dies between Indra and Ashura, reincarnation after reincarnation, the fight just continues back and forth, all the way till present day. And now Naruto and Sasuke are basically the reincarnations of both brothers. And the father says this is the time where they could finally fix this, and we won't, and the war between the siblings, so to speak, will be over. And I was so happy. No, actually, yeah. I know what's gonna happen, and we know what happens with Boruto as well. So
I know he has a kid, so I assume Naruto lives.
So does Sasuke. Sasuke has a kid.
What?
Yeah, Sasuke has a kid with Sakura.
That I did not know.
Yeah, you should watch the Boruto movie.
I think I shall.
Yeah. But I was so happy. I'm like, yay, we could finally get back into the fight. And then the coming attractions pop up. And it's a story that takes place way back in Naruto. And I'm like, what? Apparently we're getting a filler story that makes absolutely no freaking sense. Unless it was a mistake. Maybe, I'm going to chalk it up to maybe it was a mistake. But from what I saw, it looks like they're going back to when Naruto and Sasuke were kids. And they were learning about, what's his name's eye? Wow, what is his name? Kakashi's eye.
Oh dear.
Which is like, oh, come on, no. Don't do that.
They're gonna do it.
Christ, I think they're gonna do it. Just to make this last even longer, they're gonna do it. And I'm pissed, because I was like, I sat through about 5 episodes of Indra and Ashura. Now, it was an interesting story, don't get me wrong, but man, oh man, did I want it to end to get to the fight, and now we've got another. And this isn't going to be 1 episode. This is going to be 2 episodes, maybe 3, maybe 4. And it's like, come on. How much longer? It's like, before, it was just them in a bubble hiding from the tree. Now it's like they're mid-battle, and people are talking in the middle of battle and giving more backstory. It's like, stop it. Stop it. I don't care about the Sharingan. I want Naruto and Sasuke to kick the bad guy's ass to get into their fight, and Naruto have... there's they're stretching this so that Boruto starts up in Japan, and they'll be able to continue the anime after Naruto's over. Which I understand that in a way, but at the same time, come on.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna watch Naruto Shippuden and find because I'm already googling filler-free guides.
Oh, good.
On how to watch them, and then I'll ask later which filler episodes are actually good and touching and all that stuff, and then I'll go back and watch the filler ones that were good.
That works.
I'm not suffering through bad episode after bad episode.
I didn't have to. I came in, thank God, with only one filler episode to go.
Good for you.
So you do the same.
La-dee-da.
Alright, so we're going to go into Kuromukuro episode 16 because at this point, Naruto Shippuden, the episode was good, but man, oh man, why? Why more filler? I don't know.
So Boruto can start up and they can make more money off the Naruto kid.
Of course. So Kuromukuro, like I was saying, episode number 16. This one, the girl who is friends with oh god, starts with a K and it left me completely now.
Kuromukuro?
No, the girl. They go on a photo shoot with one of the teachers that kind of feels responsible for what happened to Konosuke when he got stabbed 2 episodes back, and she kind of wants to resign. So they're trying to lift her spirits up by having her come along so she won't leave. Ken stays behind and tries to convince Sophie not to leave if she doesn't want to. And while all this is going on, the princess and another girl end up infiltrating the base to try to get the Black Relic and Konosuke and bring them back to the mothership. They end up catching Konosuke, and he ends up escaping. And then when they are about to kill the princess, he kind of steps in because of blind loyalty. And that pisses Sophie off to the point where she's like, you know what? I'm staying because I can't trust you to keep everybody safe if you're going to stand around and stop people from stopping the bad guys, regardless of who they are or what's wrong with them. So that was wow. That really made me go, whoa. But I'm glad Sophie's sticking around. And what happens in the end is there's a betrayal. The friend of the princess, I forgot her name, ends up stabbing her. And she ends up falling into the dam. And that's kind of where it's left off. And it's like, wow.
Kuromukuro appeared on Netflix.
It is?
Yeah.
You should watch it.
I probably will.
Is it dubbed or subbed?
Subbed, I think.
Okay, well still, it's really good, and I think if it's on Netflix, that means it's one step away probably from being on Toonami.
It's a time issue mostly.
It's a time. Listen, I can 100% understand the time issue thing because I really feel like there's not enough time in the day. I really wish that, you know, those spinning around the sun thing was a couple more hours, you know, just a couple, like 5 or 10 more hours, and that would be great.
I have a feeling we just spend those extra hours screwing around.
Oh, I absolutely would be. I mean, I'm not lying here and saying I wouldn't, but at least it'd be more hours in the day so we can't complain about there being not enough time in the day.
Yep.
So that's just me. But let's go back to the stuff that we can talk about, which is starting with Twin Star Exorcist, episode number 15. I loved this episode. The feels in this episode went, I mean, it went straight through you. Through you.
Through.
Wow, you have nothing else to add to that? You know what I'm talking about with the feels, right?
Wait, no. Yes, I do.
Okay. Riolo, who is an exorcist in a different town. Riolo's
whom I happen
friend.
to like a lot, by the way.
Yeah, his friend, who's a daycare teacher, hooks him up with a girl who, you know, just moved into town, and he's like, you know, give her a good time, whatever. He feels that Riolo needs the time, you know, to, you know, enjoy life as well, because he's too into his studies or being an exorcist that, you know, he needs to realize he's not the Twin Star Exorcist or part of the 12, you know, whatever they're called, that they just do what they do and that's it. It's not like they're saving the world or anything. So sometimes I love the speech he gave. He said sometimes it means more when you have something yourself that you want to protect, a love, children, family, friends. That's what keeps you going in that case, where you know you're not making such a huge impact, that you're just helping in whatever little way possible. And that was why he hooked him up with this girl. And I love that it focused on him more than the two this time, Benio and wow,
his name escapes me at the moment.
His name escaped me at the moment too. My God, why would that happen?
Rio or something. For some reason, that's what came to mind.
Oh, Roku.
There you go.
Yeah. I like that it focused on him this episode, and then of course the friend goes missing and he's pronounced dead, and him and his, I guess, soon-to-be girlfriend end up, she's upset about it, and he's upset, and I love how Rocco and Benio actually go into the spirit world to try to find him. or no, I'm sorry, a strong showed up.
A Sengoku, I think.
What?
A Sengoku or no?
No.
A very powerful,
A possessed, basically.
Yeah.
Showed up. And Kagari. And they go in, they try to fight the possessed one, they fail, and I love how Roku's old master shows up and basically makes easy work of him, and basically he tells Benio and Roku, leave. You're not really good exorcist yet. But then
I don't like him.
I like him because there's a reason behind his snark. If you saw when they walked through the portal, it showed that the possessed one that the guy just killed was actually Riolo's best friend. You didn't notice that?
No.
He actually said no one should. I should be the only one to carry this burden. He thinks that he should be the only exorcist to carry the burden of having to purify the world of Kagari and possessed. I guess he didn't want them to see that they just killed. They know who he is too, so I guess he didn't want them to know that they actually ended up killing, or he ended up killing that guy, or they were fighting him. And then the ending with Riolo getting that picture, his friend's favorite picture with him and the kids, I was like, oh. You twisted the knife right before you went into the end credits. You and
I can probably watch the next one later because the next one came out today.
That is true. Yes, this is how we watch anime. We usually do a joint thing, me and Bravo.
And the next mob too.
But I really love Twin Star Exorcist. I'm really glad that I played catch up, and I played catch up the right way, watching episode 1 through 13. So did you.
I did.
So there you go.
In that case, for me too.
And because of that, I now have the manga series. And because of another series, I might actually be getting their manga series just to get the full story. But beside the point, we'll get to that later. I love Twin Star Exorcist. Do you have anything you'd like to add, Bravo, about it? Because there was a lot of nice stuff in here.
Why do you have to die?
I know.
He made such a lasting impression even though he didn't appear for very long.
I know, and I thought that, I read the manga, and I feel like I'll be spoiling the next episode, because I know what the next episode's about, because I read it in volume 4 or 5.
Don't you dare.
Oh, I won't, but it bothers me because Benio and Roku are about to learn something about their Twin Star abilities that might have prevented this ending.
We gotta watch it after this.
Yep.
We gotta!
Breaking the fourth wall. People don't need to know what we do when we hung up. But I loved it. I enjoy Twin Star whenever it's up. It's one of my favorite. I've got to say, for the summer, other than Ace Attorney and Endride, I'm truly enjoying all the rest of the anime.
Oh.
What, you don't agree?
Well, for summer there are some other shows that are enjoyable.
Well, what other shows are you finding enjoyment from that normally we don't talk about on here?
Well, there was actually one that's not on this list that actually aired all in one day. They released all 13 episodes in one day, called Relife.
The other Relife. I heard about that. That's I don't know if it's by the same people, but it's a different story altogether.
It was really good, and I didn't expect that either. I was actually gonna drop it, but then I didn't, and I don't regret it at all.
Yeah, actually, when I recommended ReZero to a few people, they actually found Relife before ReZero.
And Orange is really good, and that's airing currently.
Yep, I heard Orange was very good. Unfortunately, I didn't grab it when it came out. And now we have too many animes.
Womp, womp, womp. Rewrite, too.
What?
Rewrite, too. A lot of re's are good.
Yeah, there's a lot of re's all of a sudden, but that's fine, as long as they don't make it so confusing. I mean, the re-review is Re-Zero. The one that we didn't do was Re-Life, and then the other one you were just talking about is Re-what?
Rewrite.
Rewrite. So there you go.
Rewrite is actually not a rewrite of anything, exactly. It's just the title of the show is Rewrite.
No, I understand. No, I understand what you mean.
Ah.
But yeah, so, hey, speaking of ReZero, what a perfect transition right into ReZero episode number 17. And I'm going to open up with saying Remhu.
Who? I don't know who you're talking about, really.
All right, before everybody goes, what are you talking about? You guys were loving on Rem for weeks. We're just kidding. In the anime, what happens is, to save them from what we found out wasn't a dragon, it was a white whale. That's right, a white whale. No jokes here. That travels through mist. Rem sacrifices herself to take down the whale before the whale can kill Subaru and the driver, whatever his name is. And Subaru gets knocked out. And when he comes to, he's like, "Where's Rem?" And he's asking the driver, "Where's Rem?" And he's like, "What are you talking about? I don't know any girl named Rem." And he's like, "Now's not the time to say that." And then he looks back at the whale, and you see that the whale kind of has Rem's horn. I don't know if you noticed that.
I didn't. I just thought she died.
No, the whale has Rem's horn. I think that my hypothesis is because Rem attacked the whale and the whale killed her, it's kind of like a magical after effect where the person's forgotten.
Oh, that's savage.
Because think about it. Everybody knew Rem every other way except for when Rem sacrificed herself to the whale.
This hurts.
That's why I told you, if he dies and goes back to the part where he's in the, getting the, in front of the ABBA card again, she's going to be there because the rewrite won't have happened yet.
Oh. Okay, that makes sense.
So, anyway, a long story, I'm not going to get into the whole running away from the whale thing, but he finally makes it back to the town before it's attacked, and he faints because he's really beaten up bad. Wakes up in the castle again. What's her name? Ram is the first one by his bedside.
Ram and Rem, I think.
Yeah. And Ram, he says to Ram, he's sorry that Rem died, and she's like, "Who's Rem?" There is no Rem. Did you hit your head really hard or something? And Subaru is trying his hardest to get, through to Ram, and he's losing it. He's really losing it because I really feel like he built up a lot of feeling for Rem, through this journey of like 7 episodes.
Yeah.
And finally he gets to Amelia and he's telling Amelia something's coming. We got to get out of here. We need to leave. I don't care if I've got to drag you. We're leaving this town now. And
like a moron, he just stares at him with those blank purple eyes.
And then he finally decides, screw it. Even if I die, it'll be worth it because then I'll get Rem back. So I'm going to tell you the truth. I have the dead reborn kind of thing. And right as he thinks he's going to get killed for it, the hands that usually grip his heart and kill him, or try to kill him, ends up killing Amelia instead. That was a twist. So now, because... Yeah, so now he basically, instead of him dying, the person he tells dies instead. So
that's even worse, honestly.
Oh, man, that was some dark stuff.
ReZero was a dark show.
But I will admit, Beatrice ends up throwing him and Amelia out because he wants Beatrice to kill him. And she doesn't do it. And she's like, you know what? I have an obligation to keep this castle safe. You're not safe, so goodbye. And she throws him out. And then I love how we get reintroduced once again to that creepy guy and his cult. But my favorite character will be back in the next episode because it ends with Puck.
Last thing I expected, honestly.
I honestly, when I saw those icicles, I was like, wait a minute. There's only one character that can do that, but his crystal broke after Amelia died. And there he is. And he's not just a little puck anymore. He's a big one. He's a big cat now.
Can Puck turn into a human, possibly?
Mean, and you know what I'm wondering?
I mean, a furry wouldn't be able to give birth to Amelia.
I want you to realize something. Did you notice what he said in his last line? Leave my daughter alone. I want you to remember what happened when Subaru lost his head. Join my daughter, and remember it was that dragon. So Puck basically slept with a dragon, and they had Amelia.
Wow. We're screwed.
I don't know, but this story is going in all different directions. I want Rem to be written back in somehow. I understand that they took her out because obviously the readers or the watchers, because at this point the anime, I believe, is out longer than the manga. Basically, the people that are viewing or reading this, obviously we're all siding with Rem. Everybody did. It was even on Facebook that people were siding with Rem more. So I guess they kind of had no choice but to write her out for a time because we weren't pulling for Amelia anymore. I mean, we all were up until the point where we got Rem's backstory and her feelings for Subaru started, coming through. And it's like, oh.
So they were just like, you know what? No more Rem.
Yep. Literally. Rem who?
We don't know who that is.
I hope Subaru dies again just because I think that he needs to at least get Rem back. But I don't think it's going to happen because it looks like the story is progressing again. Like, when they get to that point where new things are happening, I don't think, especially with Puck showing up, I think that this is where the way things are going to go.
Goodbye, Rem.
I'm not happy about that. That kind of takes a bit of a half a star away because it's like, you don't take away Rem from me.
I pissed him off earlier, like a couple days ago. A couple of days ago before he watched it, I asked him, I was like, who's Rem, before he even seen the episode.
And I thought you meant who is Rem, as in Rem is going to do something so bad that I'm going to be like, I don't even want to talk about Rem anymore.
You didn't think I would say literally?
No, I didn't take you as a literal. But when the character started saying it, I was like, oh, Rem who?
And then she got caught by the whale.
Oh man.
And then he was just like, who's Rem? How dare you?
Kill the whale. I'm gonna I'm gonna become that guy from Moby Dick. I'm gonna be searching for the white whale.
to get the waifu back.
Exactly. She is definitely my senpai of this series.
Your waifu?
No, my senpai. She's a senpai for sure. If you don't know what a senpai is, look it up. But while you're looking it up, let's talk about Food Wars Season 2, Episode 4. This is mostly you. I will say I am so upset with where they went with this episode, but it makes sense when you see the after credits. You did see the after credits.
The after credits of what?
Food Wars Episode...
Oh! Duh! Yeah, of course it did.
Okay, good. So go for it, because I don't want to talk about it.
Subaru won! He won that whole
not Subaru from ReZero now.
Yeah, no.
Subaru the big...
Food Wars.
Yeah.
The big muscle guy who's actually sensitive, question mark.
He's not sensitive.
And girly.
Okay.
Whatever. Soma challenges him now, and he says that if he wins, he has to give back all the tools that he stole from all his other shogekis. And if Subaru wins, he will quit being a chef.
So we all know who won. Already.
Yeah.
But beside the point, the one thing I love is that this guy basically takes trophies from all of his wins. I wanted Italy to win. I'm so upset. But you know what? He would have had to face...
I'm upset too.
He would have had to face Soma, though. We all know he would have lost. This makes better sense where Soma is going to basically win against him, and everybody's going to get their instruments back.
That's nice. Poor his younger brother though. Not Takumi, the other one.
The one that's the Italian kid's brother.
Yeah, the Aldini brothers.
Yeah.
The younger of the two, I think.
It was to make, by the way, an Italian dish. It was like a lemon pie or something, or cake.
Something like that.
And
A fritta, or, wait, no.
whatever it was.
No!
It was something, but it looked like Italy was about to win, but then unfortunately this jerk ended up pulling something out of his hat.
Yeah. He used olive oil. That should have been the win.
I was thinking I should have been the win.
That judge's reaction though. That was funny.
Which one? The one where he broke out into a song?
Yeah, the rap thing.
That was creepy.
I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, it was hilarious, but it was a hilariously creepy moment. Weirdo people that there are around here.
You're so cruel.
But it was a nice episode, and now we're going into the round 2. So I'm guessing season 2 is mostly just going to be the competition and maybe a little bit after the competition.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's fine, because it allows me time to catch up with season 1, because if it's just a competition, I'm literally watching like Food Wars, an actual Food Wars like competition season instead of like story, developing a lot. I can live with that.
Huh. Old man fan service still bogs me down.
Oh yeah, we need some female judges next time around. Get Mine. I want Mine as one of the judges. If you don't know who Mine is, go to Bravo's channel. She does a walkthrough called Amnesia. Look up the heart root, and you'll understand everything. But
Shame self-promotion.
Well, I didn't. It's your channel. It's promotion when I'm the one doing it.
But now I'm promoting it. Click it. Click my videos.
Love her, senpai! Anyway, D. Gray Man Hallow, episode number 3. Man, I thought that we were going to see the kid grow up. You falsely told me things, and it turned out it was just the ghost of the innocence that was connected to him.
That's how he wants to look when he's an adult, though. Let's hope that happens.
I think it is. I think that's exactly how he's going to look, but with the jewel in the middle of his head.
Yeah.
So he ends up, it turns out that if he possesses a Akuma under level 2 apparently, level 2 or below, he can turn the Akuma into an innocence while he's possessing it until of course he leaves it, and then it disappears. That
is probably like one of the coolest powers I've ever seen.
Yes.
The show.
I loved it. I thought it was great, but he can't get into level 3, 4, or 5s yet. He's still got I guess he has to work on his abilities, and we find out that the Innocence actually has a spirit connected to it, and it's a spirit that only he can hear and see, and it takes on the form of him as an adult. So he's explaining like what the powers of the Innocence that he has are, and basically it calls him Master, but basically it's teaching him how to use his abilities. So I like that. I like that. We got that huge fight at the end with Alan, and we find out that since the kid Timothy took over the being that turned people into dolls, that slowly everybody who was turned into a doll is being turned back into a human.
That's good.
So
it was too early for Link to die. I knew he wouldn't, but I was still slightly concerned.
No, Link is never going to die.
His name is Link, after all.
His name is not Link, but he looks like Link, so I'm going along with it. I forgot his name, though. But I liked it, and they ended up saving Timothy, and Timothy realized he needs to go join the Exorcist to learn his abilities and to keep everybody safe and to prevent anyone from getting hurt at the orphanage.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved this anime.
I loved it too. How about when he almost turned into the 14th, though?
Oh my god, when Alan tried to basically stab through the demon and the Akuma.
The level 4 Akuma.
Yeah, and himself. He thought that the sword wouldn't affect him, but that's when the 14th started coming out and it started to affect him. And you see it come out for like a split second, and then it gets taken back in. Oh, I don't want to see. No, I don't want this to happen unless there's a way to separate.
I want to see it.
I don't want it. I'm
curious.
Alan. I want Alan to stay Alan.
I like Alan, yes, but I'm also curious.
You're the kind of person that would walk into a place that says "Do not enter" for heart reasons or something, and you'd go in there like, "I'm not gonna get a heart attack. I'm too curious." And you look. And then you find out who dies during The Walking Dead 2 months early.
I actually did find out.
Oh, you actually know? No?
I'm pretty sure, but actually, if you can tell me, that'd be great. Like, later on. Not one here, because they would kill you.
Oh, we're not told. Yeah, no, this isn't The Walking Dead. This is Anime Weekly, not Walking Dead Weekly. Although I will say one thing. Did you know the guy that does the talk show at the end of Walking Dead, The Talking Dead, he was actually a YouTube personality first?
Really?
That should have been me!
Who knows? You could be the next one.
No.
Okay, maybe me then. I'm not.
No.
Me.
Nope.
Don't know me.
This guy's gonna stick with the Talking Dead all the way through to the end.
No, I'm saying that we could totally be like famous talk show people.
Oh, we could, yeah, definitely. I mean, if anybody would like to contact me, my email, my email's on my channel. If you want to contact Bravo, you can contact me, and I'll contact Bravo. You can contact me through my channel once again.
Guess what?
Wait, what?
You like Bravo? Guess what? Guess what?
What?
We got contacted.
Yeah,
Someone
exactly. Somebody actually wants you before me, but I said no because I'm going first. I'm gonna go first.
You go first.
I'm gonna go first. No, I wouldn't do that. No. If y'all want Bravo, I'll give you Bravo first, and then I'll wait my turn patiently like a good boy. Because I know in like a month or so, she's gonna call me up to be her co-host. So.
Yeah, I probably would.
There you go. So,
actually, not probably, almost definitely.
Yay! Now I'm even happier because it's an almost definitely. So, let's talk about Tales of Zestiria The X, episode 3. I loved this episode. I mean, they kind of foreshadowed it, though. They kind of said it in the coming attractions that, hey, I bet I'm going to pull the sword out. And Mikolo's like, sorry, if you pull the sword out, I'll make a funny face during the end credits or the preview for next week. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to pull the sword out this time. So it was very talky at the beginning because Sori was getting used to the regular world, I guess, again. Or Earth in general.
Yeah.
So it was weird. And Mikolo was kind of feeling weak because there was a lot of, what was the
negative
word?
energy.
Yes.
Dark aura, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. So they get to the ceremony with the sword, and there's an assassination attempt on the princess, and Sori makes his presence known. And I love how Alicia's like, Sori, don't worry about me, protect the people. And I think she was telling him to pull the sword out, but he was right in front of the sword, and he's seeing the Zefiri that's connected to the sword, and right before he lifts the sword out, time completely freezes, and the Sephira attached to the sword kind of gives him the rundown of why do you want to be a shepherd? What does being a shepherd mean to you? And do you understand the burdens of, do you understand that people will hate you?
Heroic things.
Yeah, basically. And he's like, I don't care. I want to save the people here. I want to save the world. I want the Zefiri and the humans to coincide again and live in peace together. So I want to do it. He picks up the sword. The girl goes into his body, giggity. And now she's a part of him forever. Giggity again. And the amazing CGI that went into the next couple of scenes was spectacular.
And I normally complain about CGI. Not this time.
No. Basically, the sword transforms into this huge, blazing fire blade, and he ends up saving everybody, and his whole body kind of changes while he's holding the sword. And then when all the trouble ends, the sword goes back to the way it looked before, and he goes back to the way he looks before, and he kind of faints. We all knew that was going to happen.
He was tired.
Yeah. So you had a lot you want to say about this. I know you really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. They're gay.
Stretching. Explain.
I don't know, for some reason this episode brought that out full force to me. Oh, they're a couple, definitely. And the Sephirim would probably act as a third wheel to that, honestly.
I'm okay with that.
That would be amusing, honestly.
Indeed.
Michaela, like, trying, because he sees, like, the subtle type, trying to, like, get Sori to pay attention to him. She's like, hey, guys, what you doing? I'm busy at the moment.
Hey, why are you taking your pants? Wait, what? I'm out of here! This reminds me of that amnesia walkthrough
Yes, it
that me
does!
and Bravo were doing with a little demon child falling. Well, again, I say go check out Bravo's channel for that. But yes, this kind of does remind me a little bit of that, though. But I loved it. I loved the action. I was questioning this series from episode 0. Episode 3 solidifies this as an anime weekly definite keep for the summer schedule.
Oh no, I couldn't bring myself to drop it now.
Oh, absolutely not. Me too. Absolutely not. Not after watching this episode. This episode stamped it in the top 3 spot for this week for sure.
Oh yes.
What else is in the top 3 spot is Mob Psycho 100.
I knew that was next.
Mob Psycho 1. Well, I know you knew it was next because I gave the list of all the animes we were doing
To be honest,
in order.
I forgot what order we're going in.
So, and it's kind of ironic. It was at 50 minutes and 5 seconds, and if you turn that backwards, it's still 50 minutes and 5 seconds. So it's the same forwards and backwards. Mob Psycho 100 episode 2. This episode was hilarious.
Oh yes, definitely.
This episode was not only hilarious. Because I know one, and he's the writer behind Mob Psycho, and I know his style, like with One Punch Man. I was like, okay, he's going to make us think one thing. We're going to think, oh, this is what's going to happen in the story. You know, he's going to do the right thing towards the right people. And he doesn't. He flips it completely around, and I love it. I loved it. The ending this was like my #1 favorite ending this week, honestly.
Mob's a kid.
Yes. So Mob basically wants to get into some extracurricular activities. And by the way, he's now at 40%. He went up twice this episode. So Mob wants to fit in more. So I love how his boss basically says, you should get into some extracurricular activities. When you're not, working around here for free, go do something, and lazy around a little bit. Because you're a, what do you call it?
A growing boy.
Yeah, you're a growing boy. You're an exorcist. This is your job. When you're not doing this, you should be relaxing. So, this other club called the Telepath Club loses its 5th member, and now there's only 4. And you have to have at least 5 members in order to continue moving forward, and to continue the club.
Yep.
What? Go ahead.
That's it. That's right. Typical plot. I've seen that before.
I loved it because now the vice principal or president comes in, and he's like...
very scary, by the way.
Very, very creepy, scary. And he's like, we're going to shut you guys down. We've already got another club looking at this room tomorrow. So they're scampering around looking for a 5th member. And one of them is an acquaintance of Mob. So they bring Mob, and he's like, Mob really does have psychic abilities. He has telepathic abilities. He'd fit perfectly in the club. And I love how Mob calls the boss to get his opinion on... Well, first it was because he was going to be late for work. And then the boss is like, no, I don't think that's a good idea. What if I need to call you on the fly? I wouldn't be able to get in touch with you then, right? He's like, yeah, that's kind of true. He's like, nope, I don't think it's a good idea. And even the leader of the telepath club is like, we need him. You're fake. I know who you are, yada, yada. And that makes him not want Mob to join even more. Which, that was hilarious.
That was funny, yeah.
Oh, no, but the best part's still to come.
Yes.
When he goes to work. And they have to exorcise a ghost in an all-girl school. And Mob and the boss have to dress up like girls. And they believe Mob is a girl. They don't believe the boss is a girl. So Mob actually has to go it on his own, basically.
Yep.
And that was good. I liked the exorcism part. I liked the whole Mob, being embarrassed that he's dressed up like a girl in an all-girl school where he could get figured out kind of thing. And I like the message the ghost sent right before he completely disappeared, where he's like, I was a nerd like you once. I am finally living it up now that I'm dead. And it's like, now you've destroyed it all. And that's what gets Mob thinking, maybe I should join a club. Maybe I should join the club. And then it's the next day, and it's either he joins or the new club comes in. And the new club is a bodybuilding club or a body something club.
And they're all just, oh, hell no.
Let's say it's bodybuilding because it's basically like bodybuilding.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Mob has to make a choice. And I love how the vice president says, think really hard about what is the most important thing to you. What matters the most to you. What will help you grow the most. And he goes into all of this analytical stuff where he's like, I love this girl. I want to make her impressed. I want to impress her. I want her to like me. And he's like, and then all you do is you see him bow and say, I really want to be a part of your club. Please let me join your club. And it's not the telepath club. It's the weight training club. It's the fitness club, basically. And the telepath club, you just see the president drop the clipboard going, so that club ends up getting kicked out, and he ends up joining the other club instead.
Whoops.
That is a completely one moment that was so perfect, so hilarious. You didn't see the swerve coming until it was too late. Well, I did. I said, I know he's not going to join this telepath club. I know for some reason that there's going to be a swerve somewhere. Watch neither club gets it or something. And then he ends up joining the other club. I'm like, wow. Okay. I didn't totally expect that. Awesome.
Bob's going to get built.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think so. I think he wants to be there, and he's going to be in it for a time. He's going to be like that member that doesn't really fit in, but they let him stay in because kind of deal. Or maybe they'll be like friends that he talks to, but like he never becomes like a big bodybuilder like them. You know what I mean?
That would be funny. Or like, I could totally imagine like his boss like thinking to himself, like having like some imaginary sequence about Mob being really muscular or something. That seems like it would fit in this type of show.
Yeah. And it was just so funny because it's like the whole episode was about him, that us as the reader or viewers thinking that Mob is going to save the telepath club, and he just literally puts the final nail in the coffin when not only doesn't he join them, but he joins the club that's going to take over their room. That was wow. To this moment, it's still hilarious.
It really is.
Because
I think them in an all-girl school was funny though.
Which one?
I think my favorite part was them in the all-girl school.
Oh, that was definitely fun too, but this was my favorite part just because it's like everybody watching this that doesn't know One's writing style is going to be like, oh, well, he's just going to save the telepath club. And then you get that big nope at the end, and it's like, I loved it because it's like, I am
familiar with One's work.
Yeah, oh, so you knew the nope was coming.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't even know if Mob Psycho is actually a manga in America yet.
No, I don't think so, not yet.
Well, when it is, I will...
That one's going to wind up being popular, most likely.
Yep, just like One Punch Man. And then that's it. Then One is going to be like the most popular anime guy in America, and he's just going to have to keep doing anime forever and ever.
I'm glad he found success.
Oh, I am too. I really am enjoying his One Punch Man. I'm excited for season 2. And I'm loving Mob Psycho, and we're only 2 episodes in.
Were you thinking of Boku no Hero Academia?
Yeah.
Did that like float to your mind? Yeah, thought so.
Freudian slip. But I loved it. I loved it.
Me too. It was awesome.
You guys need to get on board. Mob Psycho episode 3 is out right now. We're going to be hopefully we'll be doing Anime Weekly by next Monday night for Tuesday morning. So hopefully you guys will be around for that. Oh man, I love it. Just I can't get enough of Mob Psycho. Now, this last anime at 57 seconds, well, let's say at exactly 58 seconds, so I'm going to wait till it says 58, I'm sorry, not seconds, 58 minutes, here we go. 58 minutes is Taboo Tattoo. We missed the first 3 episodes, or first 2 weeks, huh?
What?
And what happened was, I had it bookmarked, but what happened was my bookmark apparently unbookmarked itself for some reason. So we missed the first 2 weeks of Taboo Tattoo. So
3.
This episode is 3. This episode is episode number 3.
Okay.
So in this episode, we're playing a 3-episode catch-up. And I wasn't sure what I was getting myself into when I started Taboo Tattoo. It was kind of like Twin Star, where I figured I'll just watch, the first 2 episodes, and that'll tell me if I should watch the new episode or just say I watched it, I liked it. I really, really like this series.
I had a feeling you would.
The reasoning behind why the main character got his tattoo was kind of stupid, though. It's like, oh, you saved my life. Hold on, I'm from America. Takes plastic off of white stone, puts stone in boy's hand. Boy now has permanent. I would love to know if anybody has a tattoo on the palm of their hand in reality.
Google!
Because if not, the first person to tattoo their palm is going to be in the Book of World Records forever.
Yep.
They have?
It's quite common, actually.
Then never mind. So anyway, he gets this tattoo, and he doesn't know what it is, how to get rid of it, anything. But the next day, he's walking to school with the obvious girlfriend-to-be at some point, who's just like in Twin Star, like a big sister to him, but she loves him. But this character isn't as dense as Roku. He realizes that he kind of cares about her too. So it's almost mutual. It's getting there. And he ends up tripping up in front of this girl. He reaches for her hand to kind of help her up, and there's like this electrical shock. And she realizes that he has a tattoo as well. And we learn that the tattoos are some type of experiment that was going on, of course, in America. So we're the bad guys, kind of. Not really. We're just the ones making, secret weapons that somehow made it to Japan. All of the tattoos ended up, or one of each of the tattoos ends up in Japan. And this guy, one of the scientists, has been giving them out to people, or people have been stealing them or whatever. And some are using it for good, some are using it for evil, and some of them are agents for the United States. And I forgot the main character's name. Do you know it off the top of your head?
No.
I don't know what his name is either. I feel like we don't really hear it too often.
Nah.
We didn't really hear it too often now that I think back. Like, I know the girl who has a tattoo that's the lieutenant agent for the United States is Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because her name stands out. But basically, in these 3 episodes, they condition him that he could either work with them and bring in all of the illegal people who are using the tattoos for evil or, for their own personal gain, or they'll basically chop his arm off and maybe even more, because once the tattoo is connected to the body, it makes roots really deep within the body. His choice. And he chooses to help them in the end because his father always did things for justice and for truth. So he says, I'll do it too. And we find out his ability with his tattoo is Void, which is the untamed, it's basically the special tattoo out of all the tattoos.
Yep,
and
it's like the mecha god of all tattoos.
Right, but it's also the most dangerous and can kill its user.
That too. And
its trigger, obviously, is blood. The more blood, the stronger the ability. Which is bad, because either he has to carry around a bag of blood, or he literally has to cut himself. And I mean, not just cut himself, I mean literally make himself bleed in order to use his tattoo, which I was thinking in the first episode, I'm like, oh God, or the second episode when she mentioned triggers, I'm like, please God, don't make it be something painful or something that's going to be like completely insanely ridiculous, or something that's so common that it's going to be hard for him to avoid it. And when it was blood, I'm like, oh no.
Whoops.
Not that. Anything but that.
Nope.
Well, at least it doesn't have to be his blood. It's any blood.
Yeah.
So, and it activates his vortex. He kind of loses control a bit in episode 3 to protect and save his not girlfriend yet girlfriend. And I love how Izzy is a lot older than she appears. Apparently, when the tattoo took full effect on her, she was a teen girl. So now she looks like a teenager forever, like she doesn't age. Which I don't know why that would bother anybody. Although a teenager would bother. I mean, a young adult it wouldn't bother, but for a teenager, I guess it would, because you can't really be taken seriously as an adult. And
I can see that. I would be bothered by that.
Yeah, so but because of that, she won't be the love interest with the main character because of the age difference.
Well, technically... Okay, I'm going to stop now.
Well, yeah, you're right. Technically, you know, maybe he's immortal too, or he'll stay the same age too. So technically, it wouldn't matter. But I feel like he's gonna end up with the girlfriend, especially because she gets a random tattoo, and they have no clue what that means or what that's gonna do for her either. And that's basically a sum up of the first 3 episodes. We find out that the kingdom, which was once at peace with America, the prince and the queen, or the king and the queen, end up dying. This woman or this girl takes over, and she wants to basically get the Void tattoo guy. She wants to either kill him or basically she wants him destroyed, and she wants the tattoo. And she sends these assassins after him during the end of episode 2 and episode 3. And now they're there, and their targets are the American agents, and she basically just wants to take over the world. The plot that basically all bad guys have is, take over the world, own everything. It's like bad guys 101. Goal: take over the world. Side goal: own everything. That's the only down thing I could say about Taboo Tattoo is the bad guys are so cliche. Take over the world and be have the world's most dangerous tattoo so we can rule everything.
Derp.
Exactly. When I heard her say that in her little speech that she had in episode 2, I'm like, derp. Just please. I've heard you before, and you know what's gonna happen? You're gonna lose. In the end, the main character is either gonna die stopping you, or he's gonna stop you and you're gonna die. Or you're going to go to jail and it's going to be over. Please don't be a derp. At least do something different throughout this series. Please, God.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I loved it. And this, just like Twin Star, makes me want to go out and buy the manga series, which actually the mangas, volume 1 through 3 are out now. I believe volume 3 just came out this month because volume 4 doesn't come out until October. Unless there was a break. There might have been a break. Volume 4 is October 25th. And Volume 5 is December. So, yeah. So, apparently they took a bit of a break. I'm working on the current... I'm actually thinking with my mangas to work on the stuff that's still coming out and not worry about going to the older stuff so much. So, Ultraman, Twin X, Twin Star, Assassination Classroom, One Punch Man... Fairy Tail, even though it's far ahead, I'd like to continue anyway. And now Taboo Tattoo, I think, are going to be the ones that I continue. And My Hero Academia. So with those, I'm going to try to continue those on a, as they come out basis. And with Fairy Tail, I'm just going to have to play the catch-up game. All other mangas I'm kind of putting on hold until I can catch up to everything else.
Fair enough.
Christmas is where I could get like big bulk buys of mangas. So there's always Christmas.
I like to get anime Blu-rays on Christmas.
I hope I get stuff for Christmas.
I'd get you stuff for Christmas.
Oh, you don't have to. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're talking about Christmas on Anime Weekly. What did you think about Taboo Tattoo?
I like it a lot. I think it's actually kind of unique in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of like a kung fu movie, but an anime.
Yeah, that's true. The main character is very fluid in that.
And that's weird for a main character. Like, that's an odd hobby to have.
Yeah, like, my dad died, so I want to learn karate to be stronger than him so that I can deal out justice.
I like that. It jumped out at me.
Oh, I like that, but it's like, at the same time, it's like, so what was he going to be when he grew up? A soldier? Or he was just hoping that a tattoo would fall into his hand by chance?
Well, a lot of people don't really figure out what they want to do even by college age, so...
Me!
Yeah. It's pretty realistic. It's relatable, I guess.
Very.
Floating around not really knowing what to do around that age is pretty common for people, especially now.
So basically, if you have no idea what you want to do in college, go around saving a bunch of random people at night and see if any of them give you a mystical gem that gives you super abilities that only you and a few other select people will know about.
You lead a very interesting life.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you'll probably die by that life because in reality, there's no good guys always win, but who knows, maybe one day by the grace of God, maybe good guys only will win. I'm done with my rant. Continue what you were thinking.
Let's see, what else? In this third episode, we had a Kudere character show up. And a Kudere, for those of you who don't know, is like an emotionless anime
Oh my
girl.
god, yes! Yes!
You like Kuderes too?
Yes, I love those because they're the best ones to watch die in the end because they have no emotion until they die.
Morbid.
Well, it's true. Think about Endride. Think about the girl that doesn't have any emotion in Endride. It took basically the guy to take her under his wing before she finally had a little bit of emotion.
It bothers me that all those characters are always really young. I don't know why.
And it's always a girl. Do you notice it's very rare that it's a boy nowadays?
Yeah, it makes me somewhat uncomfortable. I don't know why.
It's like you got those anime writers going, we need a girl without emotions now. Just to scare the hell out of everybody.
Also, like, 13.
Also 13. So people can't
I'm putting her at about 13. Is that too young or too old? What do you think that's too young?
Old. Maybe too old. No, maybe too old. I would say around 13. 12, 13-ish, 11.
Oh god, not 11 or 12 would just make me incredibly uncomfortable. I hate characters when they try to put characters under 13 and then, like, put them in suggestive scenarios. I don't like it.
Alright, so I thought, but see, I liked her character more than the
And honestly,
than the
13
Whip
is uncomfortable too.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to get those weird fetish kind of guys, and you got to make them feel bad at least. So
here, you perverts.
It's like, here, you perverts. Here's a 13-year-old without any personality. It's like, okay.
Thank you.
No, I mean, I think that her story will flesh out a bit more. She looks like she's going to be a main character. Did you notice in the end of episode 3 that there was medicine that he was putting in that soup, by the way, and that awesome sword?
You know what? Actually, I'll bet anything that, like, she is actually older than we think she is.
Most likely, possibly.
Yeah.
I love that this show also has a fair amount of fan service in it. But it's not like, oh, let's just do it so guys will go, oh. It was actually funny fan service. Like in episode 2, where she was comparing her breast size to the main character's friend, who's a girl who actually likes him more than just friends.
Those were balloons.
Yeah, but did you see what she was doing to her in the classroom? And then when the teacher came in, all the guys were like soulless because of it.
What happened to you guys?
Nothing.
That was pretty funny, but it's a joke I've seen, like, done into the ground.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
it's true. But I guess because I've been away from anime so long, I kind of was more accepting of it right now. Before I was, finally being like, no more.
You'll get over it quick.
Yeah, I'm already over it. I don't want to see it again.
Yeah.
In episode 3, when there was that photo shoot with Izzy, we got to see a little bit of it again, and it's like, okay, this is going to be an annoying thing every other episode. Joy.
God damn it.
Exactly.
It was like a Venus flytrap.
Only it had boobs. But other than that, Taboo Tattoo is a really excellent anime, and to be honest, let me tell you guys something right now. Looking at the list, Taboo Tattoo is up to episode 4 right now. Mob Psycho 3, Tales of Zestiria is still at 3. Food Wars Season 2 is at 4. D. Gray Man Hallow is at 3. These shows are really good. Now, with Food Wars and D. Gray Man, I would recommend going back to their previous seasons first, because D. Gray Man is not new. It's a continuation of what happened in the previous D. Gray Man, which was 120 plus episodes long.
And it actually came out 10 years ago.
And it came out 10 years ago, Jesus Christ.
2006.
Jesus Christ. And Food Wars is a follow-up to last year's Food Wars Season 1. So I would definitely recommend checking out that first. ReZero is another good anime, but it's 18 episodes in. I know I said this week was episode 17, but episode 1 had an episode 1A and 1B, which came out one day after the other. Like, they literally came out the same week, one day apart. At least that's what the site that I watched them on claims. I could be wrong. But ReZero is another good one. Twin Star Exorcist is really good as well. but that's 15 episodes in. And if you want to, have a real journey, you could do Fairy Tail, you could do Naruto, which goes into Naruto Shippuden. But out of the newer stuff, I like the three new shows we got in Tales of Zestiria, Mob Psycho, and Taboo Tattoo. They're really good, really enjoyable. If you like sci-fi / fantasy / awesome, these are definitely series you should check out. And
yep, I agree.
That's really all
Completely.
I have to say there. Is there anything you'd like to add?
No, not really.
Okay, then. So that's it for this week's Anime Weekly, episode 97, going into episode 97. Wow. I really traveled fast, didn't I? 27. Wow, we're going to hit episode 100 next week, man. The way I'm doing my counting, we'll be at episode 150 before we know it. No.
I'll come with like balloons and party horns.
And poppers. I heard pop, so there better be poppers. I like poppers.
I thought I stopped myself in time, but I guess not.
Nah. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Feel free to comment below your thoughts on any of the anime we talked about here. If there's any suggestions you'd like to make, you're welcome to. If we have the time, we will see if we can look into those animes. Just try to make it an anime that's only like 3 or 4 episodes in, because anything further than that would be a little bit too hard for us to catch up on at this time, especially with 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 shows that we talked about this time, but normally it's around 13 to 15 shows that we talk about. So yeah, it's hard to add newer stuff, but as the newer seasons come in, the newer schedules start up, that's when we can actually attack a couple of newer shows. So if you'd like to recommend something that's coming out in the fall, by all means do, because I believe Taboo Tattoo, Mob Psycho, and D. Gray Man all were suggestions we got during last season. So, and they were all excellent suggestions.
Thank you, people.
Indeed. So feel free to comment below. We love hearing from you guys. And as always, Comic Frontline, we are your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. As always, if you haven't subscribed to the Comic Frontline YouTube channel yet, hopefully you will. This way we are in your sub box and you do not miss out on a single video. We've got stuff coming out every single day. Comic-related, movie-related, TV-related, anime-related, and everything related. There's very few things that Comic Frontline does not touch on at this moment. And also don't forget to fly over to comicfrontline.com, where we have articles that go up along with the videos from YouTube daily. Bravo right here does anime reviews. What animes are you reviewing on comicfrontline.com right now, Bravo?
I do Food Wars and D. Gray Man Hallow.
There you go. And as time moves on, as time allows, she might do more. You can make recommendations or ask her to do more on comicfrontline.com. You can comment her articles and she'll get back to you, I'm very sure, correct?
I love comments, so I respond to everything I can.
So if you'd like to see her review something, send her a comment with a recommendation or a I would love to hear you or read your review on, and she'll do what she can. As far as me, you guys know, if you ever have anything you would love to see me do, feel free to message me and we'll definitely get through it. So till next week, everybody, which hopefully won't be this time next week, but early in the week next week, take care. Keep reading, keep collecting, and since Jeremy's not here, keep watching that anime, and we'll see you guys back here next time for another fun-filled episode of Anime Weekly. There you go. Yay! I have somebody who shadows my voice. Hooray! Now we've got to try the three-person quartet when Jeremy comes back.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, so till next week, take care, everybody.